Jerusalem, the holy city. Welcome aboard. And let me just set up the view so it's more fitting for you. Hi, everybody. So exciting to be together. Sadly, my brother Aaron's the first person on Facebook. How cool is that? Hey, Aaron, I love you. I love you. Miss you. Regards to everybody. Anyway, so here we go. So yeah, you're gonna like this stuff, Aaron. My brother's pretty Kabbalistic himself. He's a lawyer in LA, and he's teaches Hasidus. Oh, you're eating lunch? Great. Okay. Hey, Adam. Sorry if I say hi to people on Facebook a little bit while we speak, but so check this out. This is gonna be something you guys probably. Well, I don't know if you know anything about this, but get ready for this. We're talking today about the Kabbalah, and specifically about the sounds we make, because every sound's got something going on. So like, the sound where it's a kometz with like, it looks like a T. The kometz is like, yeah, Baruch Atah, So that's going to be a contraction. And that sound, Atah, that sound, the Pasach it's called, which is like patach, a door that opens. Yeah, it's like an open door. So was that a strobe light out there? So when you open up a door, that's going to be a expansion. So you're going to have contraction, and you're going to have an expansion, and the human mouth. Yeah, you can practice those. Let's hear an You don't have to stick out your tongue for that. And then you can give me an like I'm in awe. I'm in awe of that. Yeah, awe. And then, so look at my mouth. What do you think this is going to be, expansion or contraction? You ready? E.
Tiferet.
What's E? Expansion or contraction? Look at my lips. E. It's expansion. How about ooh? Ooh.
Contract.
That's contraction. Very good. So all of these vowels are going to have to do with different things going on, and so you're going to have, for example, with the segel, that's the 3 dots. That's going to be expansive, and then you're going to have a is going to be contracted, and you're going to have o is going to be like the cholam, the vav. That's going to be down the middle. Like Joel, Yoel. That's going to be down the middle. There's going to be certain ones that are down the middle. Okay. And by the way, even though I said it sounds more contractive, the it's actually, that's another one that's down the middle. Okay. That's going to be a down the middle sound. So you got expansion on your right. And I think this is your left, right? David, is this your left? Sorry, it's my right. You got expansion on your right, and you got contraction on your left, okay? And so down the middle is going to be right down the center of both. It's going to be both contractive and expansive equally. Hey, Darren, wow, Darren and my brother, Darren and Aaron, you're both on together right now. So they're like really close friends. I think my brother was his Masad or Kedushin in New York. So, okay, so we've got, so let's begin. So we've got now, again, what are we doing now? We're doing a Kabbalistic class on the, and by the way, David, I need a 20-minute mark, heads up, please. Okay, from when we started. Yeah, from when we started. Just look at your watch or something.
Okay. Hopefully I'll remember.
Ari, can you give me a 20-minute heads up?
You got it.
Okay. Yeah, so you don't have to think about it, David. You're in Florida. No one in Florida should have to think about it at the time. I saw a nice thing. One thing, cartoon I saw, it said instead of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it just crossed out the first syllable. Because during the coronavirus, it's just day. I can't believe this is Wednesday. I mean, it's like, what the hell happened? And the last one I just saw, it was called, you know what, instead of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's this day, the other day, that day, yesterday, next day, someday, you know. Anyway, so let's go back in. Oh my gosh. Aaron, is today your birthday? Guys, is it Uncle Aaron's birthday today? Yeah, I think this is your Hebrew birthday. Malchus Shebegavura. Oh my gosh. So that's gonna play into this whole class. I can't believe that's your attribute, by the way, because that is so you. My brother. Malchus Shebegavura. Wow. I should have celebrated my birthday on Malchus Shebechesed. Being totally out of control. Hey, Sruli, say happy birthday to Uncle Aaron. He's on this. You can't see him, but say happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So,
Happy birthday, Uncle Aaron.
hey, there's my wife saying happy birthday to my brother. David Hirsch was waving too, Mommy.
Hey, David Hirsch. How's it going?
Okay. So let us get back to business here, everybody. So words like this. There's expansion and contraction. Expansion is all the world of flow. Contraction is all the world of structure. Why are we discussing that? Because there is nothing else. That's the world. I mean, it's like everything is either, you know, like this cup is contracting around water, which goes everywhere. It's expansive. Okay, everything is like that. So there's no matter where you look, you will find either the expansion or the contraction. So, and expansion is masculine in mysticism. Contraction is feminine. Okay, so the masculine is expansive, and then there's the feminine. So, for example, the door, my doorway is the masculine. The feminine. The door is the masculine. The hinges are feminine. The pin that holds the hinges in are masculine. Okay, because the round hinges are contracting around. They're contracting around that pin. Okay, the buttons on my vest are, you know, they're masculine and feminine. Everything is made of this. There's nothing else. And so whenever you look in a mystical tradition, no matter what mystical tradition, certainly the Kabbalistic one, you're always going to be dealing with expansion and contraction, or masculine and feminine. It's very important to note, though, this has nothing to do with gender. Nothing to do with it. And this will heal you from your gender woes when it comes to life, because they just don't have anything to do with it. Like, for example, the feminine is not just contracted, but it's receiver. Masculine is the flower. Again, we're not talking male and female. Masculine's the flower. We're just having mystical tradition. So feminine receive. So this cup received water. Right now, I'm doing the masculine, and I'm becoming the feminine. My wife and daughters made a beautiful dinner tonight, and they served it. That was all masculine. My sons and I sat around the table. We learned Torah before, and then that was our job, I guess, tonight. And when we sat around the table, we ate it. We received it. We were doing the feminine. So tonight at the dinner table, it's funny, we always think of maternal instincts as to give, but to give is the masculine in mysticism. That's what I'm saying. These things have nothing to do with gender. Nothing to do with gender, nothing to do with anatomy. We're playing both roles. We're always playing both roles. Someone should mute their phone over there on Zoom, as you're a little loud over there. It might be bothering people. Make sure your phone's muted if you got background noise. Take responsibility for your phones there. Thank you. So anyway, as we move on, so it turns out that every vowel in the Hebrew language is either masculine or feminine, or meaning it's either expansion or contraction. If it's on the flow side, which is going to be Chochmah, Chesed, and Netzach, that's going to be vowels that are expansive vowels. So the vowel for Chochmah is Ah. It's the Pasak. It's that flat line under the word, like Ata. That's Chochmah. That's expansive. And think about it. Chochmah, what part of the brain is this? Oh, just one more thing. We're created in the image of the creators, how he created the world. Meaning it says, as we know in Genesis, it says he created us in the image of God. Yeah, we're made in the image of God. But God doesn't have an image. There's no image. So why does the Torah tell us we're in the image of something that has no image? So what it means is that we're made in the ways that God created this world.
In
We're
the
made
essence.
and so one of those is chokhmah, which is, and look at your brain. You have a right brain. It's called your associative mind. And all of us have that associative mind. That's chokhmah. And then you have bina, which is your analytical mind. And think about it, that's contracting around ideas to find the actual, get to the bottom of the matter. But when you get to that bottom of the matter, you got a third part of your brain, which is das, which is like, I got it, eureka, I got it. And so the same thing, God wanted to create a world, okay, well, wanted to, that's keter, okay, that's the crown virus, keter, corona, okay, that's wanting to, and he wants to be the king of the universe, and we don't want him to, and so he gives us a coronavirus to wake us up. And then there's, meaning the tiny etzba Elohim, the invisible, but he wants to create the world. He does so with Bina, with all the details. And then Das is the Torah. Remember, the Torah is the blueprint of creation. Like you could literally, it's like God shining his infinite light through the Torah, and our world's coming into existence. Histaka beraisa ubara olma, as it says in Aramaic in the Zohar. He looked into Oraisa, the Torah, ubara olma, and he created from that the world. So that's Das, that's the blueprint. It's the same thing. You want to build a house, yeah? Anyone here want to build a house? House builders. So, okay, you should all be blessed, making enough money, be able to build your dream house. But you're going to have like a ton of ideas. But then you're gonna have to choose a color of that bedroom. You're stuck. You got to choose it, and that's Bina. But then you get to Das. That's the blueprint. You're gonna hand that blueprint to a builder, and that's done, man. Anything you change on that's gonna cost you big time, because that's Das now. That's what's gonna be. Okay, that's the decisions we have made. Period. You want to change them, you're gonna deal with that. But you don't want to get to the Torah part, the Das part, until it's true and clear and it's what you really want. Okay, then we got Chesed. So anyway, so Chochmah is A, Bina is A, is the sound A. It's the two dots next to each other, A, which is structured thinking. And if you think about it, a line could go on forever, right? It's a vector, right, David? A line could go on forever. Whereas two dots, which is the A sound, that's like those are limited there. Yeah, there's been a separation now. It's to understand things within things, but I'm looking in that direction. Here it's a soup, it's a line, it's ah, the sound ah. Everyone say ah. Over here, A. A is a contractive state where I'm understanding the parts now. I'm looking at the parts and I want to understand those parts. Another example is there's a car engine, that's ah. There's tons of things you can do with that engine. But then there's the mechanic who knows the anatomy of your engine. That's A, because there's spark plugs, there's catalytic converters, there's a starter, there's cylinders, there's a lot going on in there. Pistons. That's A. Okay. And then Das is, you can't give it an exact sound because, again, it's the full balance between them all. So KSA, we got a guy named Ahmed M. Mohammed. Hello from KSA. Ahmed, you'll have to tell us what KSA is. I'm not sure. You guys know what KSA is on Zoom? I don't know what that is, but welcome. Anyway, so the last is Das. That was the one where it's like the blueprint, the decision, the Torah. And that doesn't get a vowel because that's like way beyond vowel. Yeah. And okay. And then we got Chesed. That's the right hand. Okay. That's this part of our Tselem Elohim that we're made in the image of God. That's the right hand. By the way, you'll notice that God's name is Yud and Hey and Vav and Hey. Look at your own body. It's you got two Heys, right? Here are my Heys. Here's my Yud, right? You got this head sticking out because the Yud's just a dot. So you got the Yud, the Hey, the vav. Oh, I gotta go the other way for you guys. Your screens are mirrored. So there's the yud, the hey, 5 fingers, hey, aleph, bet, gimel, dalet, hey. The vav is my body, and then the hey. So you're like a walking yud and hey and vav and hey, or walking name of God. You know, that's what you are. You're a walking yud and hey and vav and hey. And you want to know what's really cool about dancing? Dancing's really cool because you take your hey and you put it in another guy's hand, and now that's 10. 5 and 5 is 10. So between your two hands, you got yud, and then you got your hey, which is your hand. You know, you're holding his hand. That's your hey, and then your body is your vav, and then your hey. And after a while, your head just disappears because you're not even thinking about anything anymore. You're just dancing around. You get lost in the dance around. You know, people, because a lot of you are outside of Israel, and some of you are like Western Jews out there in America, North America, and you're what happens is you start dancing around, you know, at the hotel or something. What you'll notice about every Western circle where they cannot dance around for more than like a couple rounds, maybe 1 or 2, and then they all start going like this. It's like suddenly like it's too much, meaning first of all, they didn't even get around enough to start leaving, because after a while, if you dance long enough, you leave. You just become, because think about it, dancing in a circle has no beginning, no end. You just get totally lost inside the whole experience. But so they never even go long enough. But I think what happens is they get like homophobic, like, why am I holding this man's hand? And they just immediately just start kind of clapping goofily. And what's really funny is if you ever start clapping while you dance, you'll notice your feet stop moving. So the dance is over. Like, the dance is ended. Because there's something about when we start clapping that you'll look at your feet, you'll see you stop moving them. And so the dance just ended in a matter of a second. Not a second, but, you know, ended in 30 seconds. So whenever I'm playing concerts for Americans, I always say to them, by the way, it's another thing. It's not just homophobia. It's also like a little too close. It's a little too close. Like, I don't even know who this person is, and I'm holding their hand. You'll see women will stay in the dance like another like minute more than the men, but they'll also go into this kind of phobic clap and stop dancing immediately. So whenever I'm playing a concert and I know we're going to the dance set, I'll tell them, don't let go. Never let a Jew go. Yeah, don't let go. Keep going. Don't let go. And just keep holding hands. You don't need to clap. I got a drummer up here. He's got the beat. He's got the beat. He's got the beat. He's got the beat. Yeah, he's got the beat. So, yeah, let the drummer lay down the rhythm, man. He don't need no help. So, what was I going to tell you about all this, though, was something about all those guys clapping. I can't remember. There was something I was going to say, oh, we got a drummer in the house. Nice. So, yeah, Yaakov. So, why was I talking about people letting go when dancing? I don't know, but you should know in the Hasidic circles, like, you never let go. You just never let go. You can have dancing. It can go on for hours, and no one would ever consider letting go. Oh, so the other thing I was going to say is it could be also, it's like the maverick, you know, independent Marlboro man side of us doesn't want to hold hands, you know. Okay, back to our business. Now, chesed is the sound eh. It's the segel. Everyone say the sound eh, eh, eh. That's a segel. That's the 3 dots. Okay, and that's chesed. I once asked my teacher, my Rebbe, Rav Shalom Shachna Friedman, who's a great Kabbalist. I asked him once, why is chesed? Why is the attribute of chesed? Why is it those 3 dots like that? What's the connection? So you know what he said? He said something amazing. He said, you know who those 2 dots are up there? That's you and your friend schmoozing. And you know who this guy back here is? That's a guy who's being left out. So like, recognize there's someone else there, or this is you and the people you call friends because you're in the same socioeconomic status, and this guy over here ain't got no dough. Yeah. So gotta look down once in a while, you know, on the on the downtrodden and make them part of your home. Yeah, that's chesed. So, but anyway, chesed means flow, and is an expansive sound. Going to the other side. Sorry, I keep going to the right. I'm sorry about that. Going from because the screens are mirrored. Going to is now we got what's called the tzede, which is the shva, which is 2 dots vertically. And when say the word the sound is the 1 dot on top of the other. That's structural, but look at it. It's like 2 stories. It's a structure. So now you're back to the structure side of the world. And so meaning you're in contraction. Now expansive is the chesed is expanding, flow, and structure of life is the That's a 2-story dots. We're back to those dots. We had 2 dots up here. I'm sorry, I'm doing them all backwards, but we had the pasach. I'm going back to the right now. We had the pasach. We had the tzede, we had the chesed is the 3 dots. And then over here we have the sound, like an I in a word, like is. Okay, and that's the shva, and that's structural. Now we go. Ari, how am I doing time wise? Just give me fingers.
2 minutes.
4:15, 2 minutes.
Okay, and then we've got the center, which is called tiferes, and that's the heart area, and the vowel for the heart area is it's a very interesting vowel. You know what it is? It's crazy. Do you know the sound? You know the sound where it's usually a vav with a dot on it? It's called O. Like Joel, Yol. It's the O sound with the vav. Yeah. Right. Rutz of a shov is expand and contract. So the O sound is that vav, right? Are you ready for this? Tiferes, and this is so beautiful, this teaching. Tiferes, here in the heart, is the hidden O. It's the hidden O, meaning normally an O is a vav, a real letter, with a dot. But you realize, anyone who reads Hebrew knows that you can get rid of that line and just have the dot. And write the word chaser, the vav, it's still got the O sound. You still have the O. And I know Hasidim and many people say oi there, oi. But probably biblically, the Yemenites are right that it's really O, like, oh my gosh. So that vav down the middle is without, thank you very much. Thank you so much. And by the way, that was a warning for a few more minutes. I just needed a 25-minute altogether. So that vav in the middle is with a little dot, but no vav there at all is tiferes. Why? Because it's hidden. It's hidden. When you're really balanced, you don't notice anything. I mean, if you're overflowed, so then, yeah, it's really going to stand out. If you're overly contracted, that's going to really stand out. But if you got it just right, everything's quiet. It's like you don't notice it, you don't feel it. It's the hidden vav. You don't even see it at all. It's not even there. And that's tiferes. And that's just the O sound up there. Going down now to the bottom, to the nihi, to the instincts, which are the legs and the genital area and the feet. So what's the sound over there? So we'll start with the flow side of it. So the left leg, the right leg, the flow side is, I love you too, Aaron. Have a great day. So the flow side of it is down there is netzach. And netzach is the E sound. E, it's just 1 dot. Now, E sounds like, as a dot, it probably sounds like it's more from the contraction, but it's actually from the expansion world. And a dot is also like a yud, and a yud, even though it's a point, it also it expands into all. Think about it, every single letter starts with a yud. When a scribe writes a letter in Hebrew, he starts with the yud, and then he spreads it into the letter. Then it becomes the letter. So yud really is a place of expansion. That's the sound E, which the mouth, remember, we're made in the image of God. So those sounds coming out of your mouth. And think about this for a second. Breath is desire. Okay, that's the crown, the desire for the world. Breath is the desire. When you really want something, you're like, and then there's the vocal cords are the emotion. Yeah, you know, like if you see your kid running in the street to chase a ball and you scream, Jimmy! Yeah, you got your vocal cords doing crazy stuff right there, man. You can't do that for more than a second because you'll go totally hoarse for a week. Okay, but your emotions are in the voice. That's why when you're praying, like the emotions are going to come out of your vocal cords. Then you got, so that's desire, emotion, and then you got the 5 exits of the mouth. That's the breakup of the actual air. And those, hey, it's Finch. Those 5 exits of the mouth, which are the guttural, the palate, the teeth, the lips, and the tongue, are breaking up the sound, and that's the intellect. So you got desire, feelings, emotion, and intellect are the breakup. Not that your brain can figure out how to break up sound. You can't. Like, no one can do that. But you are somehow conceiving of what you want to say, and that, you know, that's only from the brain that can do that. You know, and it's really the soul that gives you the ability, because no one can do that. But it's coming from the brain to be able to do that. Now, anyway, so the flow side, netzach, is the E sound, E, and then the structure side of that on the left side is hod, and that's the oo sound. The oo, which you get 3 dots. You know, you'll have 3 dots. I guess that's the right way for you guys. It'll be dot, dot, dot coming down on a slide diagonally. And that's the ooh sound. And that's going to be contractive. And I'm not going to go much into that. But the final is the vav, back to the vav. Now we're going to have the vav. And what's the vav? The vav is the genital region, which of course the bris is in the shape of a vav. And it's the word letter vav is the connector. And what is a vav? I mean, it's just a yud that's connected down from heaven to earth. The yud is just the, you know, it just connects from heaven to earth. That's the vav. It connects the idea and it implements it. The vav is the implementer. And think about what's the word and. The vav is, sorry, I blew it. What is the definition of the word vav? It's and. It's actually a word. It means and. Why? Because and connects this with that. And so to that part of our body, the bris is the connector. Got it. And so that's the vav, and that's yesod. That's yesod. And then the last is malchus, which is part of keter. It's kingship, which is the recipient of everything. That's the feet on the earth, like King David is malchus. King David. It's a crown, but it's also like the point of the crown. The whole reason God's king is king over the earth. Melech haolam, right? He's the king over kol haaretz. The haaretz is malchus, the physical world, and that's the komets. Actually, that's the aw sound. It looks like a T. That's the komets. So it's also the keter, and it's also the komets. Okay, everybody, that was it. May we all be blessed to understand these things. I'm going to stick with you guys just for a little question and answer, and shalom. Okay, guys, we're on.